Pitts Model 12. Why back in time? Well, the heyday of barnstorming really began at the end of World War I. Young men were returning home with a new set of skills in the air, as well as a new sense of adventure, and they couldn't imagine going back to their mundane lives in the factories or fields. So fortunately, there was an abundance of war surplus training aircraft, biplanes, two-seaters, and they could be purchased for pennies on the dollar. These restless airmen would travel the nation, landing in farmers' fields on the outskirts of town, and they would sell rides. Sometimes they would talk a young person into grabbing a wagon and going back and forth from town to the farmer's field, delivering fuel. Sometimes with the promise that they might get an airplane ride. Whether they got that ride or not remains to be seen. But to attract attention, those barnstormers would perform stunts over nearby villages and towns, and if they were lucky, the occasional country fair. And that's what Trevor Rafferty is showcasing for us here today in his beautiful Pitts Model 12. A little taste of what the barnstormers would do back in the days following World War I. Rolling the airplane down that 45-degree downline. The airplane Trevor is flying today, although it's not actually from the World War I era, was designed to have that same sort of look though, as well as that feeling of those old airplanes. It was designed by Curtis Pitts. This is the last in a long line of aircraft that were designed by Curtis Pitts. The legendary biplane started way back in 1930 when Curtis Pitts designed and built a single-seat biplane he called the Little Stinker. He then put a second seat in it, and the two-seater became the S2, and he called it, you guessed it, the Big Stinker. Over the top, holding that beautiful Model 12 on the horizontal line, Trevor Rafferty. He's going to pick up a little bit of airspeed here. Keep your eyes on the airplane because he doesn't stay straight and level for very long. Over the top he goes, demonstrating for us the incredible power-to-rate ratio of the Pitts Model 12. Now, you might be thinking, gosh, that airplane sounds an awful lot like Gordon Price's Yak 50. Well, it's the exact same engine. The Venyev M14 is powering this airplane through the sky. Look at him as he flat spins the Model 12 towards the ground. You see in the smoke system there that he is spiraling towards the water here. I think it's about time to get out of this flat spin here, Trevor. Right about now, he points the heavy end down. What do you think of Trevor Rafferty so far in the Pitts Model 12? Washing the dust off the airplane there as he flies by our fireboat, marking the end of the aerobatic box. He gets that airplane turned around. Look at the incredible maneuverability of the Pitts Model 12. Trevor was born into aviation, growing up around the wood and fabric airplanes that flew out of a small pasture near the town of York, Ontario. His father being a pilot, Trev would fly an airplane, and by the age of 12, with his dad helping him along to make that flight legal. And after a brief stint as a teenager racing cars and, well, chasing girls, Trevor got serious about flying and earned a commercial pilot's license with ratings in gliders and seaplanes, as well as an aerobatic instructor rating. Although he made his living and paid for his flying and aircraft building, working as a millwright in the steel companies of Hamilton, Ontario, he's now working full-time flying air shows and teaching aerobatics. Straight up into the sky, pushing the stick forward, all those negative G's, trying to pull him out of the cockpit, straining against the seatbelts in the aircraft, all the blood rushing to his head. It's gotta be really, really painful. Remember I told you about what it feels like to have positive G's? Well, negative G's is kind of like having a vice grip on your head and having it squeeze really, really tight. And Trevor Rafferty goes from positive G's to negative G's back to positive G's, sometimes tight. Beautiful Barnstormers loop there at show center. And now a snap roll. If you look really close, as Trevor Rafferty brings that Model 12 around, you will see that this is an open cockpit biplane. That means his hair is being tousled by the wind being produced by that great big propeller, as well as the wind as it moves through the wings of that aircraft. A series of rolls down the show line, now choosing that outside turn away from the crowd line. Ah, that's gotta be hurting. Rolling around this 180-degree turn, he'll stop it right there on the outside, line himself up with the show line once again. Trevor built this airplane from raw materials, folks. It's not a kit plane. It took him 3.5 years to build this aircraft. That's 3.5 years of late nights and dedication. He included some of his own custom design ideas of his own. Like we said, it has that look of a 1930s classic biplane, but the performance of a modern-day aerobatic aircraft. And again, what a beautiful sound as he kicks it over in another beautiful hammerhead turnaround. Now coming out of that dive, upside down again, -4 to 6 G's. That'll wake you up real quick. Again, powered by a 360 horsepower Venyev M14P engine, the exact same engine that powered Gord Price through the skies in his Yak 50. Beautiful barrel roll right there at show center. Just imagine a 45-gallon drum lying on its side. He rolled around the inside of that drum. I like to call it the and white paint scheme as he side slips the airplane in the air there, performing the knife edge. Believe it or not, the wings are not producing lift right now. It's the fuselage of the aircraft. It also helps you have a 360 horsepower engine to literally pull you through the sky. Puffing some smoke in his final pass here. And as he goes by, wave your hats, wave your hands. Let him know how much you appreciated his performance here today. Oh, we're having a great time here at day number 1 of the 2023 edition of the Canadian International Airshow. We're going to send Trevor